G'day, I'm Nick Stock. Welcome to NZ Wine Online. I've got a couple of guys with me to talk Pinot Noir. Ruud Masdam from Staete, Landt. G'day.
Hi, Nick.
And Jim Jerram from Ostler. How are you doing?
Doing well.
Good.
Thanks, Nick. Good to be here.
Good. I've dragged these guys up from a big tasting downstairs, which is the Regions NZ Regions tasting downstairs, so there's plenty going on there. But guys, I want to talk Pinot leading up to the 2013 event in Wellington next year, Pinot 2013, which is all about the people and the personality of Pinot makers. But let's go back a bit. Let's talk terroir. It's a big deal for you. You're in the Waitaki, right?
A lot of people believe that Pinot is best grown on the edge, and we're certainly on the edge. That some of the best examples
I've always
of
liked that about you,
varieties
Jim.
Grown close to their climatic edge, and certainly the Heartbreak grape seems to do very well with passion, with fickle conditions, and obviously expecting some vintage variation as part of the beast.
So you celebrate vintage in a big way.
We celebrate vintage variation.
What about in Marlborough? Is the vintage celebrated, or is it more the variety and the consistency?
Oh no, you only have to look at vintage 2012. The great reduction in size. That of course we have to celebrate vintage differences, but I think it's 70-30. I think it's 70% terroir and 30% human influence, and in the 70% terroir is the site selection is hugely important. And Marlborough has plenty of riverbeds where we do this sort of stuff. Yes, that's the mix.
All right, and so Jim, what do you reckon? This, how important is the sort of attitude and the personality of the person making the wine? How much does that weigh in?
Well, I think it's critical. I think, first of all, the word passion just keeps coming up. You've got to be nuts to do this. And you've got to be right in there, boots and all. And it is a high-risk business, as I said. It's the Heartbreak grape. But I think that terroir really does contain the human element very much. And our aim is to produce the perfect fruit that doesn't need much intervention when it's being turned into wine. But sometimes it requires significant intervention by a winemaker, so I think it needs a lot of both.
All right, and what about the regional character thing? So, you know, we know that that Pinot that grows in different places produces different styles of wine, but do different types of people sort of end up in those different types of places? Like the regional character of the people, is that something you guys see?
Yeah, I think you have a lot of imported winemakers in Marlborough, and they bring along their own ideas about how to grow Pinot Noir, and they also we've got crazy sites, we've got hill sites, we've got different valleys, we've got different soil types, and these winemakers exploit these soil types and to their heart's desire. We've got closely planted vines, we've got widely planted vines. So yes, I think it's the people influence, the winemakers' thought of how the vineyard should look and what you should do in the winery is immense. Yeah,
I guess what I'm trying to get at though is the fact that people they sort of start to band together and they talk about the same things and they thrash out their conclusions. And Jim, do you reckon that becomes part of the regional character?
I hadn't thought of it, but I think it's a really important thing. And I think the thing with growing Pinot Noir on the edge is that the people that will tend to end up doing these things are people who can live with uncertainty.
Right. So they're courageous people.
Possibly.
Or crazy.
Or crazy.
or both.
Or both. Yeah.
All right. Well, there you have it. There's a bit of insight into some of the things that'll be talked about early next year in Wellington at Pinot Noir 2013. Guys, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks, Nick.
All right, and we'll see you in Wellington.
Look forward to seeing you.
Cheers.